Tonight, more bloodshed in Mexico. Another journalist killed this week.
As we see, that camera person just got
Our
shot.
job is to report the news, not fabricate it. That's the government's job.
I don't care if you know.
Okay,
I'm down.
Right? It's
I'm not going to
90%
give you any
bullshit.
shit. Can you stay counted? You are fake news.
Famous fake news
Is
at
this
this
the
point.
price one needs to pay to speak the truth?
Fake news.
Always about silencing the
Choice,
target.
but fuck it, I quit.
Hello, welcome. Glad to have you guys here tonight. Hi, Debbie Martin. Hi, Alex. Hi, Ms. Nana. Glad she's feeling a little bit better. Hi, Tia. Hi, Richard. Hi, Pam. Hi, Linda. Hi, Matt. Hi, Karen. Hi, I said hi, Richard. Hello, everyone. I'm glad you guys are here. Another crazy day. Glad everybody is well. A lot has happened today. 3 commercial ships were hit by missiles. And a Houthi attack in the Red Sea. Of course, we know that U.S. warship downed 3 drones. What you guys don't know at this point is that the U.S. warship was attacked. Those 3 drones were actually targeting it directly. The American warship and multiple commercial ships came under attack today in the Red Sea. The Pentagon potentially making the major escalation in a series of maritime attacks in the Middle East linked to Israel-Hamas war. Of course, the Pentagon is saying we are aware of reports regarding attacks on the USS Cardin and commercial vessels right now in the Red Sea, providing information as it becomes available. We get low to no information has been put available yet. The Cardin is of course, destroyer class submarine. We expect more, of course, attacks to come in the coming days. British military said that there had been suspicious drone attacks and explosions in the Red Sea. Without elaborating, the Pentagon didn't identify where it believed the fire came from. However, Iran-backed Houthi and rebels have been launching a series of attacks on vessels in the Red Sea, as well as drone attacks and missiles targeting Israel as it wages war against Hamas in Gaza Strip. All this unfolding today, of course, and the U.S. just playing along. U.S. and the allies, of course, in talks on naval task forces to protect ships in the Red Sea after, of course, the attacks have been unfolding. This is crazy. They're trying to have these talks before today, but as of today, now at least 3 vessels were struck by missiles, 4 shore, and this is just the beginning. Yeah, a cruiser, or it was a destroyer, not a submarine, a destroyer class ship. But of course, that's just the beginning of what's unfolding. Today, Israel, of course, orders evacuations as it widens its offensive. And of course, where are the Palestinians going to go at this point? As Israel warplanes heavily bombarded an area around, of course, Ken Yoing's southern Gaza today. Military orders mass evacuations from the town as it faced a widening ground offense that is pushing Palestinians into progressively shrinking proportions of the besieged territory. Now, of course, they pushed everybody down to the south in Gaza, and now they're attacking the southern cities where they push these people to. These tent cities are being destroyed by bombardments from Israel. And I'm not going to side with anybody here or say they're right or wrong, but we're seeing innocent civilians die at alarming rates. The expanding assault is posing a deadly choice for hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. Either stay in the path of Israel's forces or flee within the confines of southern Gaza, with no guarantees of safety whatsoever. Aid workers warn that a mass movement would worsen the already dire humanitarian catastrophe that's happening there. Yes, there's more attacks from Hamas, but the attacks from Hamas are in the northern territory, the Houthis. Let's be honest. Hi, Jeff. Glad to see you back. Our troops are getting attacked everywhere. They're not doing anything. It's a definite sign of weakness. You were definitely true about that. Definitely true, man, Jeff. Glad you're back. Hopefully you're doing a little bit better. We're watching this another wave of displacement, of course, and the humanitarian situation worsening by the hour. Even the UN agency right now is saying there's a problem. It's crazy watching these, of course, these attacks that have been attacking in the north. Israel obviously trying to wipe out Hamas, but now, of course, pushing to the southern cities. I mean, Kanyuns is a lower southern city. I mean, it's literally the second major city from the border of Egypt. I mean, Rafat is the only crossing city right there, but it's crazy. Iran, we're not going to attack Iran, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But oh my goodness. Well, pray for you to stay out of the hospital. Okay. Hopefully you stay feeling a little bit better. But watching this happen, in the foreign countries of, Iran backed affiliates, of course, doing this damage is one thing. But knowing that multiple breaches of Iran affiliates are now hacking, have spanned multiple U.S. states, finally, federal government is opening up and talking about it. They won't say how many organizations were hacked or otherwise describe them, but we know a large number of attacks have happened, not just, of course, the small water plants attacks that we've been seeing, as multiple organizations breached into the United States by Iranian affiliate hackers, what we're saying, who targeted specific industries controlling devices. Because Israel-made, which are, I can tell you what, they're direct logic controllers that it's targeting. Very easy to hack and very easy to manipulate code. You're just telling it to turn something on that shouldn't be on. And nobody knows it happened. But the victims are spanning multiple states at this point, and it's really concerning to the FBI, Environmental Protection Agency, even the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency known as the CISA, and even Israel's National Cyber Director now are very concerned about the hacks happening globally. Nobody's saying how many hacks. We know at least of a dozen or more for sure confirmed. They won't describe what they are, and neither will I. I can only talk about the water facilities that I know were attacked because those are public. This is a very grave concern. I'm warning you guys, yes, we're seeing physical attacks in the Middle East against U.S. soldiers and troops. These attacks that are happening can be very vital to the infrastructure we use every day. From power plants, even nuclear power plants, even nuclear power plants are being targeted. That's all I'm going to say. And people need to be prepared for something to go down. If the grid has a major catastrophe because of it loses a power plant, we've seen what happened in Texas when their mini grid went down because they weren't able to produce enough solar or wind energy during their ice storm, and it caused the whole grid to fail. Not just the parts, of course, that were getting damaged, but the whole thing. These Palestinian hacktivists are stepping up on cybersecurity attacks. And the U.S., especially after what's happened on October 7th, or since what Israel's done since October 7th. Let's take that. But of course, they won't even confirm that Pennsylvania was a hack on last Wednesday. That's how bad the government is right now. They don't even want to confirm that. But their version series programmable logic controllers made by Ultronics are very potentially vulnerable. And of course, our energy grid, food and beverage manufacturing, healthcare industry, all of these use this device to regulate processes including pressure, temperature, and fluid flow. So yes, we're going to see other problems come about this from months from now that we're not even seeing yet. And I hate to say that, but they can literally flip a switch in a program, basically change a 0 to a 1, and cause major, major damage. especially in our food industry and in our power industry. I talked about Pennsylvania the other day. I think it was Friday. I think I talked to him. No, Wednesday last week. I talked about it. Our president has no balls. Yeah, he doesn't. Let's be honest. Yeah. Just imagine having a massive blackout that takes out the whole East Coast or West Coast at this point. It would probably be the East Coast. Let's be honest. But cyber Avengers. Affiliate, of course, of the Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard, or the people that we believe that are targeting the Ultronics devices. Of course, they started in November 22nd, and it's been unfortunately to see what's happened. I could say there's at least 200 internet-connected devices in the U.S. and more than 17,000 or 1,700 globally. And these are used for extremely vital system tasks that have to be done at an exact timing because these devices are timing. They're very easily hacked. There's very little protection on them. It's literally 8 or 16-bit encryptions now on these. They're older style devices. So they're very vulnerable to attack. But they're a reliable device. That's the reason we're still using them. That's the reason we're stuck in this. This problem, of course, these items being hacked and what's going to happen next, we don't know. We know at least 10 water treatment stations were hacked. It's not clear if they shut any equipment down or not, or if they pumped any chemicals in that weren't supposed to be there. We know those intrusions happen. Those are the ones I can confirm for sure. I mean, we don't know what to do at this point, and the government doesn't know what to do. But all along those lines, it's another feather in the hat, I guess, to Iran and the new BRICS nations. Amongst all that, of course, Turkey today threatened Israel with serious consequences if they target Hamas on its territory. A rare event. A rare public warning, of course, coming from Turkish intelligence, came after the country's president shrugged Washington's push to curb Hamas's funding activities in Turkey. Turkey warned, of course, today warned Israel that if over the remarks of hunting Hamas's members on Turkish territories, that it would not go well. It's crazy. So now we have NATO infighting, which we knew was going to come about sometime. Of course, opening up now, NATO infighting amongst problems with food, water, supplies. Yeah. Biden gave Putin a list of things to attack. That's what it sounds like, literally. Iran is being backed by Russia, and Iran is now backing these rebels, supposedly. We don't even know if they're directly backed by Iran. I'm going to state that again. There's been multiple hacks from multiple different countries. And this is the least of our concerns. Korea today stating it's readying military, and it claims it saw U.S. military bases from space. It's readying to take action. How did we get to this point? Let's be honest. The U.S. has been hindering peace and stability in the Korean Peninsula? No, that's not. But watching, of course, what's happening in this unfolding, and Pyongyang launched the spy satellite, of course, violating restrictions set by the UN. But let's be honest, the UN doesn't control North Korea. Yeah, South Korea can be part of the military pact, but North Korea will never join them. So how they violate a law, we don't know, or restriction. But of course, now North Korea is claiming they will take out U.S. satellites and ready to attack U.S. bases. And we're seeing increased military activity in the region of North Korea. I mean, we got to watch and continue to watch what's happening there because this could be a very volatile situation. We know they have nuclear missiles. course, with Kim Jong-un's claim of Washington double face, that the U.S. is high-handed in arbitrary practices toward peace in the region, not the space program. I mean, the provocations of this going into a full-on assault is there. So we got to remember, we got Iran, Russia, China, all ready to attack us. Oh, wait. And the U.S. decides to illegally intrude into Chinese waters today, in the South China Sea. I want to repeat this. The U.S. Navy ship that illegally intruded today on the waters, the second Thomas Shoal, is considered hot territorial dispute between China and Philippines. None of that is public rights waters. None of it. And the part they went in was definitely China's side, even if you use the map of the disputed waterway from the Philippines. So the U.S. directly violated their sovereign waters with military vessels for the second time this year, and it's almost the end of the year, but Chinese Navy forces were mobilized to track, of course, the USS Gabriel Gifford during the operation. Of course, watching this unfold, the U.S. Navy 7th Fleet said that the ship was conducting routine operations in international waters. First of all, none of that waterway is international. I mean, it's crazy. Chinese and Philippines navies and coast guards and ships have confronted each other repetitively around the shoal. But this shoal is right between two islands. One's China's, one's the Philippines. I mean, in recent months, China has tried to prevent Philippines from resupplying and repairing a rusting warship that intentionally ran aground in 1999. I mean, this is ridiculous. The U.S. is getting involved in everybody's disputes around the globe, but yet not doing anything to protect the U.S., not even our own troops. We're trying to push the budget. We're trying to push the envelope. Either they want a war, they want famine. It's going to happen. Sickness is here. Fossil fuels, of course, today, a big takeaway from the Monday's climate conference events. The influential fossil fuel industry, of course, in the United Nations annual climate conference today was the focal point, watching the president of the talks push back against criticism because, of course, he's heading a fossil fuel company conflicted with the need to reduce fossil fuel use. It's crazy. We're seeing a number of countries in the Saudi and the Middle East now joining not just OPEC, but joining in the fight with Russia to increase oil prices. Cutting production, while the U.S., of course, is not mining any. Russia or Biden could care less about helping U.S. citizens or protecting U.S. interests at this point. It's pretty much obvious we've been sold out to foreign nations. Can't see it. I don't know what else to do. I mean, this is a dangerous event, and it's going to get worse. Let's be honest. Between the attacks on the U.S., attacks on U.S. military, breach of our national security, I mean, breaching our infrastructure is a huge deal. Trying to fight with every country we can. Now, of course, the United States government trying to cut oil. I mean, the U.S. and the EU are ready to cut ties with Ukraine at this point, or cut off Ukraine for money. Biden, of course, keeps begging for more for Ukraine, which isn't going to do anything. I mean, right now, the U.S. is not going to have enough money to make it to the end of the year to even help Ukraine, much less go to next year with weapons. And Ukraine is, of course, making it hard for NATO to see a future with Ukraine in it. As depleted ammunition stockpiles are challenging every single military power in NATO. right now. And the ability for militaries to keep firepower flowing. The fear of cutting off all military aid to Ukraine is becoming a reality. Of course, as Russia is bolstering its troops and getting ready for more. People need to be prepared. Yeah. Oh, John, no, you've probably seen this today, Alex. Border Patrol dropped off over 42,000 migrants on San Diego streets. Now the groups are seeking help. 42,000 immigrants dumped in San Diego. Not-for-profits, faith organizations are struggling to provide for tens of thousands of migrants, illegal immigrants that were dumped on San Diego streets. Yeah, gun control. We sold them all to Ukraine. It's crazy. Watching this unfold, the immigration crisis is getting worse by the day. Yeah, just wait, Alex. You're probably going to be next. You're going to get a load of 50,000 people dumped in your city. This is crazy. With no direction, no assistance, just being dumped off. This is absolutely insane. This isn't like 42,000 for the year. This is 42,000 in the last 2 months for a single city. Put that in perspective, how many cities do we have throughout the United States? I mean, there's no question of millions of migrants have poured in this year illegally. They're transporting them all throughout the U.S. and they're flooding our system. Overpopulation is a problem, especially when you have mysterious viruses that started in a small town in Russia 2 weeks and 3 days ago now, managed to take over China, be involved in the U.S. and a lot of other countries, and now the U.K. having extreme amounts of cases. The threat to the UK and global experts are fearing this is the next pandemic. The mystery virus that swept through Russia or parts of China, or all China now at this point, is beginning to spread in the UK as the global pandemic risks are extremely high. We've seen it in the US, we've seen it in other neighboring countries of China. We know it came from Russia. The new mysterious strain of white lung pneumonia. Yeah, white lung pneumonia. It's a COVID-like virus, but it has no strand or proteins of COVID. Make sure I say that again. It is not COVID. It is not related to COVID. It is a COVID-like virus because it is a pneumonia of some kind. They still don't even know what the bacterial strain is because they haven't found it. This is crazy, though. This is spreading faster than COVID did. The similarities to how deadly the coronavirus became as a global pandemic in 2019 and early 2020 looks like nothing. It looks like child's play to this virus. The respiratory disease in the last 2 weeks has overrun hospitals throughout China. We're seeing major surges everywhere. Proving particularly difficult to track how many people are infected at this point, showing no signs of symptoms, not even a cough. World Health Organization is trying to watch and monitor closely the spread of this disease. They don't even know how long it can lay dormant before it goes active at this point. As people travel around the globe for the holiday season, this will be a true outbreak of cases. I mean, the places it has hit so far cannot cope, even with the added supplies that they brought in for COVID, knowing that this could happen again. The new strategic plans they drew up to react quickly to new diseases that may spread are showing no sign of relieving this. And this is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. All this unfolding. And it's only Monday. Only Monday. Are you prepared for what this week's going to offer us? I said by the end of the year, I said by the end of December, the end of this year, it will be a different world we're living in. We'll be at war, or we'll have some pandemic, or something big is going to unfold. It's happening. Yeah. UN peacekeepers. I could see it now. God bless you guys. God bless America. Please be safe, be sound, and secure. Definitely appreciate every one of you guys. I hope nothing happens. That's all I'm going to say is I hope nothing happens. God bless you. God bless America. Of course, we'll see you guys tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Till then, be safe and be prepared. God bless you.